In Middle East, history has an uncanny habit of repeating itself. Whenever a nation trembles with internal discord, whether in Iraq, Syria, Lebanon, or Yemen, intelligence agencies quickly step in to advance their interests. Libya taught the world that chaos is Spies' paradise. Syria became a chessboard where every major power played simultaneous games. And now, as unrest grips Iran and threatens Supreme Leader Ayatollah Khamenei's regime, the Middle East is once again transforming into a playground where the world's intelligence services compete for dominance. This time, the Israeli intelligence agency Mossad is in the spotlight again, and they have found a new competitor, and it's China. So in this edition of From the News Desk, we will tell you why China is closely monitoring the extent of Mossad penetration into Iran and how the current unrest in Iran will give birth to new spy games that you have never thought of. Well, China is closely monitoring the extent of Mossad's penetration into Iran, particularly following the 12-day war in 2025 when Israeli strikes deep inside Iranian territory exposed alarming security vulnerabilities that even shocked Beijing's strategic planners. The revelations that Mossad had penetrated Iranian database to access sensitive military and nuclear target information sent alarm bells throughout Chinese military and intelligence circles. What emerged from the dust of those strikes was a sombering reality. Israel had managed to plant agents within Iran's intelligence apparatus and disable air defense systems from within, a new model of intelligence warfare that Beijing cannot ignore. Now, certain reports from July 2025 detailed Iranian cooperation with China and Russia investigating how Israeli operatives managed to breach Iran's official database, including civil registry and passport systems. This collaboration represents Beijing's serious attempt to understand the technical gaps that Mossad exploited to reach Iran's most sensitive military and nuclear installations. Well, the implications are staggering. If Mossad can penetrate Iran's core infrastructure, what prevents it from doing the same to the Chinese systems? This threat calculation drives Beijing's urgent response. Now let's talk about the Chinese strategy to contain Mossad, which operates on multiple fronts. Technologically, Beijing is replacing Western systems which Mossad has demonstrated it can infiltrate with Chinese alternatives. In fact, as per reports in January 2026, China began implementing a comprehensive plan urging Iran to abandon American and Israeli software in favor of more secure closed Chinese systems designed to resist penetration. This represents not merely a technical upgrade but a geopolitical realignment, weaning Iran of Western technological dependency while simultaneously giving Beijing access to Iran's critical digital infrastructure. Now let's talk about the military dimension of this effort, which is equally comprehensive. China is reportedly supplying Iran with advanced surveillance satellites through companies like Changguang, enhancing Iran's remote monitoring and intelligence gathering capabilities. More significantly, Beijing is assisting Tehran in rebuilding its ballistic missile arsenal following 2025's Israeli strikes, providing solid fuel components, guidance system, and precision microprocessors that make it hard for Israeli intelligence to disarm Iranian missiles from within. Well, this is what at least the Chinese security apparatus think. Now, air defenses enhancement represents another critical pillar. Iran is reportedly seeking advanced radar systems from China, including the YLC-8B and JY-27A models, the same systems Chinese claim to be capable of detecting Israeli stealth aircrafts like the F-35s. These upgrades directly address the vulnerability that Mossad previously exploited to conduct deep operation inside Iran during the 12 Days War. Now, Iran's historical experience with Mossad operatives reinforces Beijing's urgency. Time and again, Tehran has discovered and executed multiple Israeli agents embedded within its security apparatus, a pattern that might have humbled Iranian leadership and justified their acceptance of Chinese technological dominance as the price of regime security. Well, diplomatically, China is leveraging the Shanghai Cooperation Organization as a coordinated mechanism for intelligence sharing among member states to thwart external sabotage, particularly Mossad operations. Well, Beijing views Iranian stability not as a mere geopolitical preference, but essential to its Belt and Road initiatives, as the flow of Chinese commerce through the Strait of Hormuz cannot tolerate Iranian collapse. As protests threaten Khamenei's regime and regional stability deepens, China's action reveal a fundamental strategic calculation. Iran's preservation is non-negotiable for Beijing. And in this unfolding drama, China is betting that technology transfer and military support can transform Iran's vulnerability into resilience and prevent Mossad from achieving their long pending goal in Iran.